Alright YouTube, in this video we are going to see how to convert this design into HTML and CSS. So as you know, we are going to create this from scratch. I have shared the source code in the description. You can download it, and in case if you're stuck anywhere, you are free to copy paste. I'll leave the source code along with the images. Now what we're going to do is we're going to start creating this. We need a IDE. I'm using the Visual Studio Code. Now we need two files. The first one is index.html, the second one is style.css. To make this simpler, I have already linked the style sheet and I have added the CDN of the font also. And for the style sheet, I have added the font, which is Kanit, which we are doing it for last two videos. Cool. Now let's decide what we need. We need a section with the background of this dog. Then we have a row. Then we have the first column which holds these two text, the text and the button, and the second column which holds this grid. Fine, let's start creating it. We need section. Let's call it with ID intro. Then we have row. Then we have column. For the column we have h1, the text. Then we have button, then some text. Then for the second column we have inner row, then we have inner column. Inside the inner column we need a text. Let's have this h2 and some text. Then we have paragraph, some text. We need to copy this inner column twice, and for the second row let's copy the whole row and paste it here. Now we will focus first on this first section, and then let's go to the icon section, the logo section. You can see that. Now let me pause this and paste the content. So I have pasted it. Let me show you how HTML looks without CSS. It's just full of text. Cool. Now let's work on the CSS. We have section with ID intro. We will directly call intro. Then let's first create the hierarchy. Then we have row. Then we have column inside row. For the first column we have h1 and button. And for the second column we have inner row. Then inside the inner row we have inner column. Inside the inner column we have h2 and then the paragraph. Cool. For the intro let's have width of 100% of viewport width, and let the height be 80% of viewport height. Let the background image be we are already in the same folder, and I have named it as banner.jpg. Let's refresh and check. Doesn't seem to work. It's URL. Cool. And we can position it, background position as center. Cool. Now it's time for the row. Let's give the width of the row as 80% of the container, and let the margin top bottom 0, left right auto, so it will be at the center. Now to have this at the center, what you can do is display flex line items center, justify content center. Now we got it at the center. Now let's again make this two columns. So for the column we have to give the width of 100 percentage, sorry, width of 50 percentage, so it distributes evenly. Again, display flex, align items center, justify content center. You got it. Now whatever is there inside, let's just give the color as white. Cool. For the H1, the font is going to be 60 pixel. Then let's check how does it looks. It's too big. Cool, 50 works. Now for the H1, we have the color and the line height and the font weight. Let's just give the font weight of 700. Alright, now let's work on the button. Let's first add the margin top to the button, 20 pixel. Not inside H1 but inside column. Cool. Let's give the padding for all sides 20 pixel. Top bottom 10 pixel. Left right 20 pixel. You got it. And let the font size be 16 pixel, which will be, and inside a button we have a I tag which is font awesome. We can give the color as orange. Cool, that works. And the color of the button text is going to be grayish black, so color, and you can give margin right 20 pixel. It's just too big. I can make this 5 or something. Alright, we need to remove the outline for the button. Outline none. Now let's focus on the right side. So for the inner column, let's give display flex. Now it will be side by side. Actually it's display flex, not none. You got it. We have to give the width in order to position them properly. Now let's give the H1 font size 40 pixel, and for the paragraph it is going to be 16 pixel. And for the inner column we need background color. White. And what we can do is, instead of making this 50, let's make this 40, and let's have space between the column. Align item center, justify content, space between, or you can have space around, and let's have the opacity hover on this color, then opacity something like this. Cool. Now between these two rows we can have margin 20 pixel, 40 pixel. That works. Now we want this, we can give minimum height to the column. Minimum height 300 pixel, too big. 150 pixel, that works. We can make this even smaller, 100 pixel. No, it doesn't look great. 150, 130. Cool. Then whatever is there inside the column, I want it to be at the center. Again, display flex, align items center, justify content center, and flex direction column, so one below the other. Almost there. You can give border radius 5 pixel. And to make this short, we can give 45% and reduce the height as 100 pixel, 20. Let's try making this 30 and check how does it looks. 35. There is so much space. So get the column which is in the row. Let's make the width as 80% and check. %70. And instead of making this 30, let's make this 50 and check. 45. Cool, that looks great. So I think we have to get the row, and here we have column. Instead of, we have to make the 60 and 40. So colon nth child, which is 1. Then copy the same thing, pseudo element, actually it's pseudo selector. Let's make this 60 40, 60 40, refresh it. Yeah, I think we're getting the space. Now for the inner row, instead of 70, let's make this 80, let's make this 90. So that works, that looks great. Now we can increase the size of this text, which is h1. We'll have this h1. Where is the h1 button? Yeah, here. Let's now making this 60. Yeah, great. Cool, I think the first one is done. We can still decrease the opacity. I'm leaving this to you. And for the font size for the paragraph, we have a different font family, which is Nunito Sans font family. Cool, and the font size is 16 pixel itself. Now the first section is done. Let's focus on the second section, which is this. We'll call this section logo. This is first section. We can close this section. We don't need to look at this section again. So section with ID logo. Inside the logo we have some images, 5 images. We'll simply add image and logo JPEG. I'll pause this and do it. And here you go. Let's just save this and check how does it looks. Inspect. Let's take this at the side and check for the section body logo. Inside logo we have some images. Actually it's PNG, that's the reason we are not getting anything. PNG. And here you go. Now let's quickly get into the CSS. Commenting is the best thing. Logos section. Now we have ID logo, then inside logo we have image. So the logo section, let's have the width of 80% and don't forget to give max width 1140 pixel, which is our standard width. And let's give the background color as red. Actually we should not give red, it's going to be orange. And whatever is there inside the logo div, we have to make this display flex, so everyone will be. So don't forget to give the width. We have 5, so we have to give the width of 20%. And let's give justify content space between. If it doesn't work, we can need to reduce the size as 15 pixel or space around, so we'll get space on that extreme left and right end. Now to make this at the center, we need to give margin, or you can just simply give align item center. I think it would work. Margin 0 auto. Cool. Now we need to give some height to the logo. Height 300 pixel. I know it's too big, let's try it. 200 pixel. And for the image we can give object fit contain, which will not allow the image to stretch. And let's give position relative and top negative value colon minus 50 pixel. Alright, that looks good. I think we have almost completed it. We just need to give this, let's make this 10% and check. Too small, so let's decrease the height of the div 120 pixel, 100 pixel, so 120 will look good. And we can give padding on both the ends, top bottom 0, left right 30 pixel, and let's make this 50 pixel. And we have a background for this, background image URL, and it's going to be bg.png. Refresh it, so you'll see it. And we can give background size contain, let's make this cover and check. Now we can give background position x minus 20 pixel. Cool, that's done. I hope the scope of this video is done. Thank you so much for listening. You just need to give the height to match this.